Hey everybody, my AOL password here with another video game review. Today we will be in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. This is a personalized review, nothing super professional or anything like that. More opinionated than anything. But I'll start with what I liked and then what I didn't like and go from there. But this game is about you're playing as the Suicide Squad team, and it's in the Arkham. If you've played the Arkham games, it's in that universe apparently. It's also made, Warner Brothers, Rocksteady, so it's in that same universe, same vibe as the previous games in that studio and whatnot. Anyways, the game is a third-person looter shooter. With all of that, it was fun. The game itself was fun. The gameplay was fun. The combat was fluid. It felt like you were playing a looter shooter. The story itself was decent. I haven't really had bad experiences with uh, DC video games having bad stories of that matter. It wasn't like special, but it wasn't by any means a bad like story in terms of its writing and its overall like arcs and stuff. Um, like the title says, it is about uh, kill the Justice League. So those are the main objectives of the story. So it it forces you to like look at the other side instead of playing as a Justice League member or playing as Batman in the Arkham games or something like that. Um, yeah, the combat was fluid. The gameplay itself, it felt it felt fun. The traversal was definitely its strong suit in the game. Everybody has their own like traversing. It felt fluid. It was kind of hard to get into a little bit in the tutorial. I do think there was like too many traversal combos, too many combos in general, whether it's traversal or combat, um, or the gunplay. A lot of like micro combos that you had to do to maximize everything. But it worked, and it was very fun. You get to Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark. Um, it's I wouldn't say they're all the same in terms of the gunplay. It was very everyone felt like their own character. But in terms of loadout, I think you could get away with having the same loadout on all the same loadout type on all the characters and still like play the game. Um, but each character has its own specialties and its own weaknesses. Um, I do like in terms of writing and the combat, I really do like that how the your playable characters or even the NPCs too, how they interacted with each other and their dynamics, especially in the story. I do think the voice acting was decent, at least with the Suicide Squad people and you know, how they interacted with each other. It all each of the characters felt like unique in their own vibe in their own way. Like it didn't just feel like all the same character. Even same with the Justice League side. They all had their own thing going on, and it made it feel different on all aspects in that matter. So yeah, uh, there were new characters that I've never really not seen before. Um, but it you learn them and you do all that stuff and go from there. They weren't bad. And in terms of the looting aspect, I was expecting like a looter shooter like Destiny 2 or Division 2 or Borderlands. The looting aspect, as you see like in the video, comes in through mission rewards and contracts and not dropped enemies. or by not by dropped enemies. So I was kind of disappointed in that because I was expecting, like in other looter shooter games, you get dropped like gear and dropped gear and loot by various enemies with different RNG like rates. Here it's just mission contracts, and the dropped stuff by enemies are like ammo resources um, for like in combat scenarios. So yeah, there's no fast travel except to the main hub area. You have to do traversal everywhere else, which I thought there was gonna be more. It kind of fell short on a lot of different things, but not overly short, but like a tad short. Whereas like you could have just done a a little bit more, and it would have been good. Like the looting aspect, the the loadouts is very generic. The skill tree was interesting. Um, the points that you get, you can only do 1 point in each tree. And you're like you gain they're called talent points, and you gain the point by completing, missions and contracts and stuff, and you get them by each um you unlock your skills in each of the columns, but it's only each point only unlocks like the next column over. So you can't access all the columns at once. You can only do it one at a time. So it kind of makes it, I wouldn't say easier to pick and choose your skills. Um, but that's just how it was set up. Um, Battle Pass, like what you see in the video as well. I was not a fan of the Battle Pass. I know it's free post-launch content, and they're ending support for the game at the end of the season 4 with Deathstroke. I was not a fan of the Battle Pass system, mainly because you have to basically max out the Battle Pass like thing in order to unlock the character that it's themed with. So like season 1 was Joker. If you wanted to unlock it without buying it, um you have to max out the season to gain enough, they call it Luther coins, to gain enough Luther coins to unlock your character. So like Joker, Mr. Freeze, Lawless, Deathstroke are all 1,000 Luther coins each, or pay $10 to get the character. If you have deluxe edition, you get that battle token thing, which I think unlocks like the premium track. So it's very much like uh, any other live service game that has a battle pass system. Because I was just not a fan of it because it it forces. I mean, it's a lazy way to like extend gameplay. Um, and another way they did that was at the end of to get the end of the story, to get like the final like mission or two of the story in the game, it kind of forces you to do all, not seasonal stuff, but like it forces you to do um side quests in a way to, or contracts to min max your gear before doing the final mission, which I understand where they were trying to go for it, but like in terms of story, like just to get the final story mission or final story like section of the game, it forces you to do that, and that was a huge turnoff for me. Because it was like it's a lot that you have to do to do it. If you guys, if you guys have played Fallout 76, there's a mechanic in the game for expeditions where you have to do certain missions and certain like objectives to get fuel for the vertibird, and the vertibird takes you to do expeditions and do those, and without it you can't do those. So it kind of forces you to do those certain things to give you the the quote unquote resources to go do that. So they did that in this game where you have to do that here to get resources and various loot and min max your loadouts before you can do the final section. Um, which I was totally mad at. I was turned off. It was a lazy way to do it. Um, yeah. The gear system, the resources, that was fun. Like upgrading your gear, they call it overhauling. That was all fun. That was all fun. I had it could have been better, but it did the job. You can increase a penguin in this game is that person for you. You can reroll your stats um and your stuff, and I think you can scale it to your levels as well with the resources you have um with your loadout. So that was fun in a way. Like it wasn't bad. It could have been better, but it is what it is. And then um they're ending there's no more future updates after season 4 ends, which I believe is the end of January 2025. So after this current season ends, I don't think they're shutting down servers, but there's gonna be no more content or no more future content. So, and if they do shut down servers, I'm sure they'll make an offline mode. So do what you want with that. They were giving the game out for free on Epic Store. The winter sale for PC and I think consoles, uh, it was like $5 for deluxe edition. So I picked it up and I had fun. Was it good? Not really. Potential to be better, but it wasn't. It did fall short. Um, Overall, I give it like a 5 out of 10. So it wasn't great, but it was it was better than Gotham Knights. I'll just say that. Better than Gotham Knights in almost every aspect except optimization and performance, because this game was just not that. It was basically almost worse than like Ubisoft titles, almost as bad as Dragon's Dogma 2. It did, yeah. Performance was garbage. Um, Not optimized, all that stuff. Even if you have above recommended specs for PC, and I'm sure it was unoptimized on console too. But anyways, 5 out of 10. It was fun, short lived. Story you'll probably spend before that final section that it forces you to do all the stuff. Probably spend 10 to 12 hours in it, and then all the post game grinding is basically Destiny 2 Division 2 levels of min maxing your gear and all in season pass, battle pass, whatever. So that's how it is. So if you like that stuff, this game is fun. If not, I don't recommend getting this game, even if it was a few bucks, unless you want to play it just to play it. Yeah, it's very average, below average overall. But guys, thanks for watching this video. My personalized opinion, review, whatever you want to call it, of this game. Be sure to check out my other videos. Star Wars Outlaws was the video before this, and I have other game reviews for other games there on the channel, so go check it out. Drop a like, comment below what you like or didn't like about the game, and yeah, I'll put my socials down in the description below. Follow me on Twitch, TikTok, join the Discord, all that stuff. And I will see you all in the next video. So, adios.